What's up guys, my name is Captain Shakes, thanks for stopping by and welcome to the channel. Today we're gonna go in depth with jump shotting and how you can use it to win more gunfights. Now jump shotting has been around in Call of Duty for years. It's a great way to catch your enemy off guard and turn that 50-50 gunfight into your advantage. Now in this video I am going to give you some settings along with some perks and attachments to use, and then I'm gonna give you some awesome tips and some great class setups that you can use when you're jump shotting. And make sure you stick around to the end because I am going to tell you how to tell yourself to jump shot, because in the end it is all mental and muscle memory, but I have some great techniques that you can use to make sure to tell yourself when to jump shot in every gunfight. Let's first talk about sensitivity. Now there is no standard sensitivity that you need to use when you're jump shotting. However, these are my sensitivity settings. I play on a 5 horizontal and a 5 vertical. And my ADS sensitivity is at a 0.75 times. Now you don't have to worry about your high zoom sensitivity because you're not going to use anything over a 4 times optic when you're jump shotting. Now in my opinion, the best way to jump shot is to get a custom controller, whether it's Scuff, an Xbox Elite controller, or you can use what I use, and that is a Battle Beaver custom. Now I don't know the statistics on this, but all I know is that there are a lot more jump shotters in Black Ops 4 than there has been in the last couple of years. And I know it's 2019, and I know a lot of YouTubers and Twitch streamers or other streamers, they promote custom controllers such as Scuff, Battle Beaver, so a lot of people have them. But if you can't afford one or you don't have one, there are alternatives that you can use, and we're gonna go over that right now. Now keep in mind, these methods most likely won't work in the first game that you play. You will have to put time and effort and practice into it, but these are methods that I used personally before I got a custom controller, and once I got used to it and once I got the hang of it, it worked like a charm and I was jump shotting like crazy. The first method we're going to learn about is bumper jumper. I first used bumper jumper during Halo, and to me, I thought it was the greatest thing in the world because you can aim, jump, and shoot at the same time. And what bumper jumper does is it replaces your L1 or your left bumper with your X or A button. So if you're on PlayStation, your L1 button is going to be jump and your X button is going to heal. And if you're on Xbox, your left bumper is going to jump and your A button is going to heal. This method does require a different finger placement, so it will take some time to get used to. Now the second method that we're going to talk about, and in my opinion it's the easiest one, is bumper jumper. Bumper jumper is used by many streamers and many YouTubers, and you can still jump, aim, and shoot all at the same time. And what makes bumper jumper so good is it makes your jump button your right thumbstick, and it makes your melee button X or A if you're on Xbox. Now this is the method that I used before I got my custom controller. It was during Black Ops 3 that I started using this, and I'll tell you what, I loved it. I learned it right from the get-go. I didn't have any problems with it. However, the only flaw that I have found with it is that it messes up your aim just a little bit because you're using that right thumbstick to jump. So you have to push in that right thumbstick while maintaining your aim with the right thumbstick. The best thing about bumper jumper is you don't have to use or learn a different finger placement because your thumb is already on that right thumbstick to begin with. All you gotta do is just hold it in. And the final method we're going to talk about, we're not going to talk about too much because I hate it, and that is playing claw. Playing claw is not only the hardest one to do in my opinion, but it also kills your hand. Judging by the way the picture is in the background, it just kills me, it cringes me, my own hand is already starting to hurt. I do not suggest playing claw, but if you do and you're good with it, God bless you, because I know for a fact that your hand is aching right now. Now we're going to go over some perks and attachments that you can use when you're jump shotting. Now there is one perk and one attachment that you want to use when you're jump shotting. It's something that's on all my jump shotting classes, and whenever I do jump shot, I make sure they're on it because it's actually pretty tough when you don't have these on it. Now the perk that you want to use on all your jump shotting classes, whether it's with an SMG or an assault rifle, is dexterity. And the reason you want to use dexterity is because when you're jumping, you get increased weapon accuracy. And it makes a crap ton of a difference when you're using it and when you're not using it. Take a look at these two clips and you will know the difference.
Dork bagged. Seraph gone.
As you can see, the difference is mind-blowing. Now let's get into an attachment that is very underrated when it comes to jump shotting, and that is laser sight. Laser sight comes in handy when the enemy gets too close or you jump completely over him and you have to hip fire him to get the kill. To me, it's the reason why laser sight should be available on every SMG in this game. However, you will not be able to use it on guns like the GKS and the SOG. Let's take a look at the differences between using a laser sight and not using a laser sight.
Downgraded. Nomad eradicated.
Again, the difference is unbelievable. Now, a little side note for you, when jump shotting, unless you have quick draw 1 and 2 equipped, I would not use a sight. The farthest I would go with sights is an elo and a reflex, but anything like a holographic, a recon, and a dual zoom, you do not want to use because it'll make it harder. Now, before we get into the good stuff, the tips and tricks, and the way that you will tell yourself how to jump shot in every gunfight, we're going to go ahead and look at my favorite class setups on Do Jump Shot. Now, these are all personal preferences. It's the attachments and the perks that make jump shotting effective. You can use any SMG, any assault rifle, even an LMG. So don't feel like you have to use the class setups that I run, because in the end, it's not the class setup, it's the person holding the controller. Now, the first class I have for you is a GKS setup. I'm running extended mags, quick draw, and suppressor with a pistol for my secondary. Now, the reason I have a pistol as my secondary, just in case I run out of ammo, but with extended mags, you really won't find yourself in that predicament. Now, you guys can run any gear you want. I usually run acoustic sensor, you guys know that, but lately I've been digging the stim shot only because I find myself in multiple gunfights. I want to heal myself as quick as possible and get right back in the action. Now, the perks that I'm running are tac mask, dexterity, and dead silence. Now, the reason I'm running tac mask is I want that increased resistance to like 9 bangs, concussions, and seeker mines. And I already explained dexterity, and dead silence is a must. Now, the reason I like the GKS over the Spitfire and the Cordite is the accuracy. And with dexterity, when you're jump shotting, you get even more accuracy. Now, here's my Maddox class setup, and it's pretty much the same. The only thing that's different is the weapon itself and the attachments, and I'm rocking the pretty much usual that everyone is rocking. You know, you've seen it on tons of YouTube channels, tons of streamers are using it, and that is the Maddox with the elo sight, quick draw 1 and 2, and stock. And the way I play with this Maddox is I will treat it like an SMG. I will get close encounters with it with my enemies, and with quick draw 1 and 2, it's a pretty darn good weapon to jump shot with. And lastly is my Vapor class. This is one of my favorite guns in the game. This is one of the most underrated guns in the game in my opinion. And we're using suppressor, stock, and rapid fire on it. We got that strife as the secondary, and we're still using the same gears and the same perks as we are on the other class setups. Now we're getting into the good stuff, the main reason why you came. If you guys are still with me, I appreciate it. You guys are awesome. Don't forget to drop a like on the video, and if you guys are new to the channel and enjoy the content you are seeing, then hit that subscribe button and make sure you turn on all post notifications. So let's get into the tips now, and the first tip I have for you is spam the jump button. Whatever button you're using to jump, just spam it. Don't worry about winning or losing the gunfight. Don't worry about your aim. Just spam the jump button. What that's going to do is that's going to make you press that button every time you get into a gunfight. If you have to jump 3 times during a gunfight, so be it. At least you are doing it, and at least you are learning, and at least you're putting it into muscle memory, and you're mentally pushing the button. The second tip I have for you is hip fire when they're up close or too close, or when you jump over them. That is why laser sight comes in handy. You do not want to take the time ADSing when you could just just hit fire him for the kill. The third tip I have for you, and this is what's going to give you your reaction time, your speed, and those messages of people calling you tryhards, and that is jumping into new areas. Now, if you aren't jump shotting and you're not playing aggressive, I say pre-aim around corners, but when you jump shot around corners, you're going to destroy the enemy's mind. Just make sure though, when you are jumping into a new area, halfway through in the air, you are aiming down sight. The fourth tip I have for you is practice snapping on and snapping off. You don't want to drag your aim when you're facing multiple enemies. You want to snap onto one target, get the kill, snap off. Snap onto the second target, get the kill, snap off. And snap onto the third target, get the kill, and snap off. The fifth tip I have for you is pretty simple. It's very easy. We don't gonna spend much time on it, and that's travel the outskirts of the map. Don't rush mid-map. Now, before I get into the techniques that's going to make yourself tell yourself when to jump shot in every gunfight, there's one more thing I want to tell you, and that is try and jump over the enemies. When you jump over the enemies, they're gonna be like, whoa. And that's when you turn and get the kill, baby. Okay, now saying that you're gonna jump shot and actually doing it can be two completely different things. It's just like tip videos. You can watch tip videos after tip videos on Call of Duty on YouTube and say that you're going to do it, and then you get into a game and you're just finding yourself winging it and you're not applying any of the tips that you have learned. Now, when it comes to jump shotting, it's pretty much all mental and muscle memory. And I have 4 techniques that you can do that's literally going to make you jump shot in every single gunfight. Now, the first thing I'm going to tell you is practice in a custom game with bots. Do not do this in an actual game, because when you try and jump shot, you most likely will get destroyed because you are not used to it. And if you're inconsistent where you only jump maybe 4 out of like 10 kills, still try this because you will jump shot every time. Now, start on recruit bots. Never go right to veteran, never go right to harden, always start low. So start on recruit, try that a couple of times. Once you get used to it, bump it up to regular, and once you get used to that, then go to harden and then go to veteran. Also, play with the UAV sweeping or constant on just for the start. Once you get used to it, then turn it off. That will build you reaction time, and it will tell you if you can jump shot that quick, your reaction time that quick in every gunfight. But the most important thing, the most important tip, the most efficient thing you will hear in this video, jump around even when there is no enemies around. When you are moving around the map, just practice, just spam that jump button and just jump, jump, jump like a kangaroo. Something you can do is just go into a custom game just by yourself with no bots and just jump around. Practice jumping when you're moving, when you're running, even jumping into new areas. Just practice jumping. You will get used to it. And I'm saying jumping a lot because that's what you need to do when you want to learn the jump shot. You need to spam that jump button until you can fully get to it. You might look like a total idiot in a public match just jumping around randomly, but you know what? At least you're getting used to it and you're becoming more consistent at jumping around. The ultimate goal in this is skipping the process where your brain tells your fingers to press the button, because when it all comes down to it, it is all mental and muscle memory, and you're gonna need the muscle memory to tell yourself to jump before every single gunfight. Even when it's not jumping right from the start of a gunfight, even jumping in the middle of a gunfight, at least you are jumping. I mean, do it even when they're at longer ranges. Basically, when in doubt, just jump, man. Now, I want you to practice against bots until you can get a nuclear, but make sure that you jump shot 20 times to get the gun kills. So when you're going for a nuclear, make sure 20 of those gun kills are jump shots. And you guys have to stay committed. Do not cut corners. I want you guys to tweet me on my Twitter pictures of you guys getting nuclears by practicing this jump shotting method. So that is going to do it for this video. Please take all these tips and implement them into your jump shotting gameplay. Guys, drop a like on this video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel if you are new, and make sure you turn on all post notifications, and check out my daily streams on my Facebook page. I will put the link in the description below. As always, guys, stay cool, fool, don't hate, eat some cake, thick thighs and bright eyes, and for God's sakes, boys, keep on grinding.